Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Sarah from Dishing Out Wealth, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about how you can become more productive at work, school, or whatever it is in life. So be sure you stick around because these are going to be really helpful tips that you can use in your everyday life, and we think they're going to be really great. So before we get started, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because we make new videos every Monday and Thursday, and we would love to have you stick around. We talk all about financial education, budgeting advice, social media, business growth, and so much more. Be sure to check out the link in the description box below for www.dishingoutwealth.com and our financial coaching services. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. The first way that you can become more productive is to make a to-do list. So when you have a to-do list and you are ready to go and you know exactly what you're going to do, you are going to be so much more productive than if you don't make a list at all. So this could be something as simple as writing it down in a planner or putting it on your phone and setting some reminders. But whatever it is, make sure you write it down and you see it. Just because you write it down and put it away doesn't mean it's going to help you become more productive. So make sure you put it in a place that you can see it, and then you're going to be a lot more productive because it'll be right there in front of you all day long. The next way you can become more productive is to pick the low-hanging fruit first. And what I mean by this is don't waste your time on all of these small little things only to skip over the thing that's really going to have the biggest impact. So take a look at everything. What is the easiest thing to get done first and what's going to make the biggest impact that you get done? Don't spend all your time nitpicking all of these small little details. Of course, it's harder for me to say because I am a very nitpicky person, but I've learned that when I don't nitpick over these details, I'm actually more productive because I am focused on the overall picture, what needs to get done first in order to make a great impact, and then I can start working my way down the list. So, you can kind of use an example here is if friends are coming over and you have an attic that needs to be cleaned and there's just dust everywhere in the attic that no one's going to really see, but you just know it's there and you want to clean it, versus vacuuming the house, it'd probably be a lot more productive if you actually vacuumed the house than if you spent 2 hours cleaning the attic. So you can kind of use that in your everyday life and kind of just figure out what are things that are going to be more productive for you to get done so you can see bigger results right now, and then you can kind of start tackling everything else. The next way you can become more productive is to use a timer. So instead of just sitting down to do a task and then you lose track of time and you end up wasting 3 hours on a project, set a timer. Tell yourself, I have exactly 30 minutes to do this project. I'm going to take a 5-minute break and then I'm going to be back at it for another hour. And this way you have a timer and you know exactly what you need to do and how long you actually need to spend on it. Of course, if the task is going to take much more time, go ahead and come back to it later. If you are on a time crunch or you have a lot of other things going on, but just make sure that you are taking the time in order to figure out how much time you're going to need for each project, and then making yourself accountable when you have a timer, because it's going to really be helpful for you and help you become more productive in the long run. The next way you can become more productive is to use the 80-20 rule. And what I mean by the 80-20 rule is that when you're working on a project and you're like 80% satisfied with it and then 20% not, then you can just say, I'm going to come back to it later and make it perfect later, but right now it's going to be good enough, so we'll just move on. And to be honest, this is something that I really struggle with because I am a perfectionist and I want it to be 100% perfect 100% of the time, and I will spend hours trying to get something to be perfect. However, that isn't feasible and it doesn't make me as productive. So this is something that I'm personally trying to work on too, because I know that if I can just get a lot of things done to be 80% right, that means I can then go back later and then kind of perfect it and work on it a little bit more. But I'm just trying to get everything done and right there so that at least it looks nice enough for me to go back and perfect it later. So you can try it out in your life and see if it really works for you. I know whenever I try to attempt using it, I do notice a difference. The next way to become more productive is to put away distractions. So whether you're working from home or you have an office environment, figure out a way to take away all those distractions and just really focus on the things you need to do. So again, if you're working from home and you have kids or an animal or whatever it is, try to go into a different room, shut the door, and say, I am dedicated to this space for X amount of time. And then when you're done with that amount of work, go out and play with your kids, your animal, whatever. And if you're in an office environment, some offices have a phone option where you can be on your phone during the workplace, other places not so much. So obviously adhere to your office rules, but make sure that you are following all those guidelines, but you're also being productive at work by limiting distractions. So if you have your phone on like on a ringtone, put it on silent. If you have anything on your computer that's not work related, try to minimize that and use it only for your lunch break. Just kind of things like that. So anything that could be a distraction, take it away. And of course, this is going to differ for every single person, but I know for me, whenever I'm working, if I have like a plant that needs to get watered, or my laundry's going, or whatever else going at the same time that I'm working, then I'm just not as focused. So try to take care of everything distraction wise before you get started, or shut yourself away from it completely and then get back to it whenever you're completely done working. The next way to become more productive is to focus on the task at hand. So again, this obviously can apply to work, but it can also apply to non-work life as well. So focus on the thing that you need to get done right now. If you need to clean the house for friends coming over, focus on only cleaning the house. Don't clean the house for 10 minutes and then go try to make something later and then come back to cleaning and then fold laundry. Do everything all at once. And then you're actually going to be productive because you're doing everything all right there. And then once you're done cleaning the house, then you can move on to the next task. Same with work. I found that for me, I become much more productive whenever I have one task with work and I just focus on it for, say, an hour. Again, using that timer method before is very helpful. But I just set a timer and I go for an hour and I just get all my work done that I need to do for whatever task I'm on, and then I move on to the next thing. And I'm not always having like multiple tabs open or multiple projects going, and it just makes me focus a lot more, and then I'm able to be more productive and therefore a better worker because I'm providing better content for everyone else. This next tip may sound a bit archaic, but it's checking things off of a to-do list. So I know at the very beginning we talked about making a list in order to help you become more productive. And then this tip is really going off checking off the things on your list. So once you've completed something, it just feels so good to check it off, cross it off, whatever it is. It just is so nice to see that task disappear. So I don't know, for me, sometimes I find myself writing things that don't even really need to be checked off, but I do it anyway. So if I need to go buy groceries or clean the house or fold laundry or whatever, I'll just put that on my list and then check whenever everything is done. It makes me feel a lot better, and then it seems like I'm doing more work than I actually probably have because I'm just checking things off and I feel a lot more productive. So go ahead and try it out, and I bet you'll feel really great. Last way that you can become more productive is to do your mentally taxing work right the very first thing when your mind is fresh. So if you have a lot going on in your day, don't push your tasks till a lot later in the afternoon when you're more exhausted and your brain is tired and you're just not feeling it. Whenever you first wake up is when you're going to actually be a bit more motivated to do things, and you're going to be fresh out of sleeping and you're going to feel good. So brew that cup of coffee, sit down, and just get stuff done. So there you have it. Those are some of our ways to become more productive. So we hope you found this video helpful, and let us know in the comments below what you do to become more productive. We would love to know. And before you leave, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel because again, we make new videos every Monday and Thursday, and we would love to have you stick around. Don't forget to check out the link in the description box for www.dishingoutwealth.com because we do provide financial coaching services, and we would love to help you learn how to become more productive and a lot better with budgeting and help you achieve your financial goals in 2020. So thanks for sticking around, and we will see you guys in our next video. Bye!